Good morning, you guys. Hopefully, you can hear me. So, this is a video I've been trying to get up for like over a week. So, I said, let me just go live and go ahead on and get this conversation out here. I see the Saint in the Center. His name is Marquett, but his channel is called The Saint in the Center. I see that he has since deleted this video or taken it down, I should say. And I kind of figured that he would. I think I said that in my video that I was trying to get up, but for whatever reason, I couldn't get it up. um, because he was accusing the another YouTuber by the name of Jessica X of being trans, and they were using a derogatory word. She was using it as well, but I think that she was baiting him by continuing to repeat what he was saying, right? And so he went on and took the video down because I think that people were going to flag the video and it was going to come down anyway. Um, But the whole conversation kicked off over him creating this video called Pulling Up on Kevin Samuels. And in that video, he was saying that he apologized to him for calling him out years ago, well, a couple years ago. He probably was the person who kind of put a lot of information out here about Kevin Samuels, and then everyone else kind of were able to go and research him based on what the Saint in the Center put out here. Because he kind of went down his whole resume. He put it out there that he had the two wives. And I don't know how he got this information. You know, I'm not that deep off into investigating none of these people. I don't really care like that. But once he kind of gave us the information, we could go from there to look for things. And so it was that part of it. Hold on for a second. So I'm gonna let you guys hear what they had to say between each other, their exchange, and I'll come back.
any male would follow someone like you who has no integrity and no honesty, and you hate the truth. You are actually the wicked type that we need to destroy. You should have no voice and no platform. You should be sitting down somewhere and quiet. Because here's the thing, you're not above average in any way. There's no reason you should even speak on me. When you speak of me, you should speak with admiration and respect. That's why I'm on here. That's why I'm on here lashing you verbally. Because you need
I'm not honest.
Respect.
What says that I'm not honest?
She just said, what says that I'm not honest? You're using someone else's photo and you're a whole tranny.
But that's not true, though. So now you're coming with the ad hominems because you can't really tell anything.
Okay, so I want to skip that whole part about that. Let's see.
You are a type. You see, me, I'm unique. That's why people can point out things and try to jab at it because it's rare. You see, I'm set apart from others. They can jab at this suit because I'm the only one with it. They could jab at the floral pimping because I'm the only one playing it like that. But you are a type. You're common. Let me explain what type you are. You are the type who has no original thoughts, and so all of your content is based on reacting to people who have original thoughts and people who are actually living in the real world. Hence, you are merely a commentator of things. You comment on history, you comment on people, you comment on current events. Conversely, I make history, I live life, I create events. That's the difference.
You comment on Kevin Samuels.
You're the reporter, and I'm the one you report about. It is.
And you report about Kevin Samuels.
So, yeah, as you can hear, she's kind of trying to call him out about the whole Kevin Samuels thing, but he won't give her the opportunity to do that. And they kind of went on and on and on in that video. But like I said, he took that video down because he began to go into the trans thing. And I don't know how true that is. And I'm going to get to that part, and this story is all over the place at this point. But so they kind of were going back and forth in this video, pulling up on Kevin Samuels. And her whole point was to debate him on why he apologized to Kevin Samuels. But he really wouldn't give her the opportunity to do that, because here's the thing about Jessica X. I don't think that Marquett was red pill or a Black Manosphere ever. I think that he was more on the order of a Derek Jackson. I don't know. I really don't watch his channel. I know who he is, but I don't know his content like that. But he talks relationships, and the difference between him and the Black Manosphere is that he do not, single out Black women or the Black community, right? He has made it very clear that he's open to date all type of women, and so that's who you see on his platform. You will see different women in discussions with him on his platform. You will not just see him on the platform with just Black women, or making these ridiculous claims that you know all things about all Black women when you don't. It's impossible for you to. The truth of the matter is most of those guys in the Black Manosphere can't even get the attention of any Black woman, let alone any other woman. And that's the real problem there anyway. But I digress. And so back, like I was saying 2 years ago, when he was kind of going in on Kevin Samuels and putting all that information out about him, he also got into it with O'Shea Duke Jackson, because O'Shea comes behind everybody that says anything about Kevin Samuels to defend him, right? And so they got into it as well. And he kind of tried to, O'Shea started, I guess, because not only did they have words, but then he claimed he saw him at a beach. He saw Marquette, the Saint in the Center, at the beach with a non-Black woman for a weekend or whatever it was. But I guess Marquette did not see him. And so he was filming him and this woman. And then he went to his channel and started going in on the lady and Marquette, right? He was talking about her looks or whatever. And so Marquette got upset and called himself doxing O'Shea Duke Jackson. And we all understand that's not his real name. But anyway, he was doxing him by his real name, of course. And he actually ended up doxing O'Shea's father. Because they have the same name and he's senior and junior, right? So O'Shea looks older. Everyone has already said this, looks older than what he actually is. And so Marquette probably did not pick up on the age situation. And so the father, O'Shea's father, ended up coming to YouTube to try to clear up some stuff, because he kind of puts things out there about his father, his background check and all that stuff. That was uncalled for. for him to put out there because he thought he was talking about O'Shea. So the father had to come and clear all that stuff up. And so O'Shea will tend to do that. Anytime anyone says anything about Kevin Samuels, he will take up his battles for him and kind of take the attention off of Kevin and put it on himself. And so that's kind of what happened. And I really didn't hear that much more about it after the doxing of the father, which I feel like Marquette probably should have been hit a little bit for that, for doing that, right? But YouTube, they're finally coming down with some new rules and stuff, and that's why I said he was going to have to take that video down about the trans with the trans talk, because it was uncalled for. Even if you think that she's not a woman or a biological woman, it's one thing to say that, but to do it in a way where you're trying to make fun of, or however he was trying to come off with that, was kind of a lot. And so he ended up taking the video down. And people were calling him out about this as the week was going on. Like I said, I could not get my video up last week to even address that. But then as this situation was going on, like I said, people were creating content around it, because Jessica, of course, went back to her channel and continued to go in on him. Another YouTuber by the name of Cryst Logic, she came into the conversation, and then another woman from the Black Manosphere, because Jessica has recently been kicked out of the Black Manosphere for whatever reason. I still really don't get it. I think that guys know. And like I've said this myself about her. If you guys follow my videos, I don't think that she is Black. I don't know if she's trans or not. It is irrelevant if she is or not to me anyway. But I don't think that she's Black. And I will continue to say that. And I could tell that she's not by some of the stuff that she says, in particular about Black people and Black women. If you are, in fact, a Black woman, you would not say certain things, right? Because when you're putting things out, when Black women are saying certain things about other Black women, you're in essence saying these things about yourself. Okay? So it's just certain things people would not say. Because you never know how people can come back and use these things. And they will use the very things that you're spewing on you, because you are claiming that you are a Black woman. So I don't think that she's Black, just based on some of the racially toned things that she says. You can tell that she's not. I think that she gets caught up and goes overboard, and it kind of shows when she's calling herself going back and forth with people, because this is what she do. Like I said, I told you guys that I heard her in that interview with Tasha K and Shay Means. And then she went back to her channel and continued to go in it on them. But Tasha couldn't pick up quickly who she was, but she realized that she knew the name from somewhere. And so, she that's just what she's doing now. I guess she's going around to the YouTubers with large platforms and trying to insert herself into their conversations, since she can't do that with Black Manosphere anymore because they kind of booted her out. Um, and so this other YouTuber by the name of Cryst Logic went in on her from this conversation with Marquette, and tried to out Jessica as this other person. And I put the lady's picture on the thumbnail, and I think it's in this video right here. She's in fact, I guess, a white lady from that's in the UK, and of course, because Jessica is from the UK, it is going to be hard to really research her unless you know how to do that over there, right? Unless you know how to go over there and get in their records or whatever, to kind of really do that. So it's hard for us here to really say who she is, right? And I think that she understands that, but I don't think that she's the girl on this picture. And you can also hear in her voice that she's a little older than what she's trying to portray herself as well, because our voices, the tones of our voices change the older we get, right? And so she doesn't have a youthful young woman's voice. She's using a certain tone, and then she may be using some type of computer software as well to change her voice. And that's another part. And that's kind of is that part of it as well. You guys, I know you guys don't see my picture, but I don't put nobody's picture up there either. You don't see a picture of any person up there. So I'm not trying to pull anything over on anyone. I think that you can tell from my tone that I am who I am. But yeah, so it is kind of weird how she does that. But I think that she's, she's being racist in her own way by hiding behind this biracial girl, this young biracial girl, that would have given, I guess, in some semi way, given her the right to jump into Black conversation. And I agree with everybody that's saying that. I don't think that she is this girl, that she's putting this picture of, because there is a video where a girl who looks very similar to that picture is saying, "I am not Jessica X," and you guys can look for that here on YouTube, and you will see she's saying, "I'm not her. I'm not Jessica X." And so no one really knows who Jessica X is. And that is what Cryst Logic kind of took the conversation. This whole argument she was having with Marquett, because her point to Marquett was, why would you apologize to Kevin Samuels after you said all this stuff about him, just to get back on that topic? And I kind of agree with her on that. I think in his own way, he's trying to use, oh, well, let me apologize to him because now he has connections, right? Because you're kind of starting to see that Kevin Samuels is kind of making, really building relationships with people in the entertainment industry, right? And because of him having a large platform, now people see him, as marketable, right? I guess. And so I think that he's just trying to get to know Kevin for the same reasons that these other people are trying to now get to know him. Because when he was on the low low, they were not trying to talk to Kevin Samuels, right? So we're going to be honest about that. And so, but I think that Kevin Samuels is old enough to pick up on stuff like that. Like, he didn't know Marquette from the very beginning. Like they never had a relationship. Like I said, Marquette was not a Black Manosphere or a Red Pill. So he didn't know Kevin Samuels. But he said that he ran into him somewhere and he apologized to him for kind of going at him and putting his business out there. And so he was like, "Oh, Kevin, I told Kevin whenever he's in Vegas, he should look me up and all this stuff." And it just kind of sounds, I agree with Jessica on that. It kind of sounds like now you're bootlicking because you think that Kevin has something that you need, right? And like I said, because Kevin is old enough to pick up on stuff, like he knows when people are probably not being genuine with him. Because Marquette really didn't have a reason to go after Kevin's content, because there's a lot of people on here saying all kind of stuff, right? You either agree with it or you don't, or you want to debate it or you don't. Um, so why would you pick Kevin Samuels in the first place, and then, now all of a sudden you want to be his friend? You want to hang out with him and all this stuff. And so I think that's what she was wanting to debate him about. But he was saying, you could hear how he was kind of coming at her, like, "You're not even who you say you are. The nerve of you to question me about anything." And so they kind of went back and forth, and they never really got into the conversation of why he apologized to Kevin Samuels. But she, of course, went over to her channel and continued to discuss it. And I think that, like I said, what she's trying to do, because she did this to Tasha as well, she's trying to go into their conversations and kind of build, build a following for herself off of these people's, viewers. Somebody may hear what she's saying to Marquette and then want to go run over to her channel and listen to her continue to go in on him. So I think that that's the place that she's coming from. But then Cryst Logic came into the conversation, and Cryst Logic, tried to, like, put her out. Oh, I didn't even know people were in the comments. Yeah, I think that yeah, I think that everybody, like a lot of YouTubers touch on this about Jessica. Everybody kind of picks up on the fact that she's not who she says. I think it's really, like I say, it's very easy to do that, especially the fact that she's not Black, because we've, as people, have had this conversation before. You could hear when people are not who they say they are, when they are not really genuinely coming from, the Black family, right? You kind of know. And it doesn't, and like I said this other thing, it doesn't matter if they're Jamaican or Belizean or whatever. When somebody's not coming from a Black, environment, right? You kind of know, because there's just things that we know and that we understand and that we would say and that we don't say, right? It's things that we don't agree on that we say. But for the most part, we can tell when people are getting in our conversations and they're not who they say they are. And so you can tell that she's not. And like Krista said, she thinks that she's just upset. She thinks that she's just upset because, according to Chris's report, Jessica, the real Jessica, and she put the lady's picture up. Like I said, the lady's picture is in my thumbnail. She's saying that she has a child with a black man, and she's upset that the guy kind of left her with this child, right? And I mean, that's a lot of people's story, right? And I'm not just saying even about black men, but that's a lot of people's story. A lot of people end up with children and they end up raising those kids on their own. And so she feels like she's a bitter non-black woman who really is trying to pull one over on these black men. And maybe that's why the black minister kind of got rid of her. I don't really know. To my understanding, she was kind of agreeing with everything that they say, right, in her videos. Like I said, I don't really follow her channel. I don't follow the Saint in the Center really like that. I just know who he is. I know who she is, but her content is not something that I would obviously I would not listen to. But to my understanding, her and some other women, they were going behind the Black Manosphere, and they were saying whatever whatever Kevin Samuels would say, they were trying to back it up as if it's fact, right? And so that's kind of what she was doing. I thought, I don't know, maybe she was throwing some little punchlines in there at black men as well. I don't know. Um, but Chris was saying, that she thinks that's why the real Jessica is doing what she's doing. I don't know. But then Jessica X came back and she had this lady that's in this picture, she claims, but because when I was looking at the video, I didn't see either one of them live. Like, no one's ever seen Jessica live. And I don't think this lady in the picture was live either. And she was saying that what Cryst Logic is saying is not true. And allegedly, she's going to sue Cryst Logic for doxing her, right? That's what she's saying. This is what the lady that was on Jessica X channel was saying, that she's going to sue Chris for doxing her, and that the story that she's telling is not true. She is not, in fact, the Jessica X that's on YouTube. Her name is Jessica as well, and I guess she goes by Jessica X over in the UK. But for whatever reason, um, or something like that. Something that is similar between these Jessicas that supposedly Cryst Logic picked up on, but she's not the Jessica X that's on YouTube. This is what the lady is saying. And then she says she had her black man right there with her because there was some black guy in the background. Um, Now, I don't know. It could be a new boyfriend. It could be, that still doesn't mean that that's your child's father, right? Like, if you're into black men, you're into black men. That doesn't mean that that's the person that Cryst Logic was reporting on. It is what it is. Now, to my understanding, Chris is saying that it's not true and that she's going to come back, I believe, yesterday, and she was going to touch on this topic again. I have not watched the video yet. So, and she says she's not backing down on what she said. She's standing by the fact that the lady in the picture is, in fact, Jessica X. And like I said, you can listen to her voice sometimes and you can tell that she's not as young. And her look should change by now, right? She's been on YouTube for a minute now. You're not still looking 22, 23 years of age. Okay. I don't think that she is the girl in that picture. I don't care what she says. That's it and that's all. And I agree with Chris on that. Now, until they prove otherwise, just because you have some white lady jumping on your platform saying that she's not Jessica X from YouTube, do not mean that it's not what she's saying is not true. Because I don't think that the lady went live. I don't think that I saw her. I thought that she was behind an icon as well, and like I said, she was clearly there with some guy. But just because you go and get an interracial couple, do not mean that that's who we're talking about. So I digress. I don't know. It just turned into a real big mess, and all of this was coming from why he apologized to Kevin Samuels. And like I said, I think that he just feels that Kevin has things that he could take advantage of. And that's probably why he apologized to him. Um, First of all, why do you owe somebody that you don't even know an apology? He doesn't know Kevin Samuels in the first place. And people say all kind of stuff about people on here, right? And they don't know each other. So it is what it is. I would never be your friend. I certainly not coming to Vegas to hang out with you. I don't think Kevin will do that. If Kevin do it, maybe he's just doing it. And like I said, a lot of these guys, they're gonna fall out the closet anyway. He's sitting there calling this lady a trans, but a lot of these people gonna fall out the closet at some point. Trust and believe that. Um, when they get enough money in their pocket, when they feel like they could tell the truth, people are going to see what I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know his reasons of really wanting to get next to Kevin. And you never knew him in the first place. You really don't owe him an apology. Um, Kevin was saying a bunch of stuff that could not be backed up. So a lot of people were calling him out. I'm not getting ready to apologize to him for what I said because I still stand by what I said. The stuff that he was saying, he could not back it up. The real stats did not go match up with a lot of the stuff that Kevin is saying. A lot of it, all of it, to be honest. And like he said, he don't use stats. He goes by personal experience. Well, you don't have personal experience with all women, and you don't have personal experience with all Black women. So you don't know what you're talking about. It still stands when I say whether you're using stats or not. He was anyway. And so nobody needs to apologize to Kevin Samuels. Now, putting his personal business out there, I guess, if that's what you're apologizing for, it is what it is. But anybody could have still, if they really wanted to go and look into that stuff, they could have done that. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about all of this. How do you feel about Satan Center apologizing to Kevin Samuels? Do you see what Jessica and I are saying, that it's possible that Marquette is just after certain things from Kevin at this point because Kevin has this newfound fame? And obviously when I first discovered Kevin, he only had like 200 some thousand subscribers. He's over 1 million now, and that was like maybe 2.5 years ago. And I think even when the Satan Center was going at him, he was somewhere in that ballpark as well. So he's definitely on a different playing field now. He's all up in the music videos. He's jumping on everyone's podcast and wherever. So maybe he's just after certain things from Kevin. That's kind of what Jessica was wanting to debate him about. And I kind of agree with her on that. Now, Cryst Logic is saying, well, Jessica is not even who she say that she is. She claims that she was going to come back and she was going to double down on what she said as far as who Jessica really is. And I'm speaking of Cryst Logic. So you guys can go over to her channel and look for that if you want to. I'm going to watch it if she has the video up because I think she posted this Sunday. But I didn't go to watch the video yesterday, so I'm gonna try to look into it either today or tomorrow when I get a chance. Um, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about all of this in the comments. How do you feel about Jessica getting exposed? Do you think that she is the lady that you see on my thumbnail and in this video? The picture. Let me know in the comments. How do you guys feel about what Cryst Logic tried to do with that? How do you feel about Marquette kind of going in on Jessica instead of just answering the question, right? He opened either his StreamYard or he may have a phone line that connected with um, his streaming. I don't know. I can't recall now if she called in or if she was live with him. I think she was live with him. So do you think, if you open your line, then Jessica's fair game to come into that conversation, right? So let me know what you guys think in the comments about all of this. And do you think it's okay? Because personally, I don't. I think that, if Black people sat on YouTube and kind of said a lot of derogatory stuff all day long about another group of women, Black men or Black women, if we sat on YouTube and did that, our channels would get taken down. I think that the whole point of people, what people were saying about Jessica is that, if you're going to talk about people, you should talk about them from an honest place. you clearly have some type of issue with Black women. This is why you want to hold these conversations, or Black people in general, right? Because every conversation that Black people are having is not for everyone to get in. You know, like I said, if you don't really understand our experiences, you don't understand what we know for sure, you don't go through the certain things that we go through, then you really cannot speak to them, and you really have no business trying to, because you're speaking from an outside position, and that's just what it is. Um, I don't think that she should be speaking on us. And I think that if we were doing it to a group of women that people would be trying to call us racist, they would be reporting us. And I think it's the same thing. And I think it should be viewed the same way. That's it, and that's all. But let me know what you guys think about that in the comments. And I will see you guys in the next video.